Meeting to order. I want to welcome everyone tonight. Mr. Taylor will not be here. He's had surgery today, and wish him the best. And at this time, I'm going to give it over to Mr. Glover. He's going to lead us in prayer, and he has a prayer list.
Go over our prayer list. Of course, remember Mr. Joe Taylor, Mr. Mark Jones's daughter Emery. She was in a car wreck. The All Britton family, the Sanders family, the Maggart family, Mr. Jude McCaleb, Diana Shoulders, Courtney Taylor, and y'all remember the Angel family. Is there any other else to add to it?
My friend, Tommy Tisdale.
Tommy Tisdale.
Yep.
I have a nephew that's in Vanderbilt from Colorado as well.
Let's all remember these as we pray. Everybody bow your heads. Dear Father, thank you again for allowing us to come here today, dear Father, that we may gather here today, dear Father, and make the best decisions for the county and for the school system, dear Father. Please remember those that we spoke about, dear Father, and keep them in your prayers and your heart, dear Father. Most importantly, dear Father, I want to thank you for allowing your Son to die on the cross for all of our sins. In your heavenly name, amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is we have 3 school board members that are going off the whole board. We have our school board attorney that has resigned, and before turning it over to Mr. Smith here, I would like to say it's been an honor and a privilege working with you gentlemen. And anytime you ever need anything, you know where we are. And again, I appreciate everyone that. This time, I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Smith.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, for me, y'all have been fantastic board members. I don't think anybody can say we've agreed on everything time to time, and that's okay. That's all right. We come out of it the right way, and that's what, if you're all agreeing, there's probably not the right thing going on. So I can tell you how much I appreciate you. I consider every one of y'all good friends of mine, become good friends. Some of you's friends of mine before, some of you I knew before, but now I consider you part of my extended family. You've done a lot of good, great things, teamwork for the children and the community, Smith County. Joe Taylor wanted me to read this to you tonight. He was very upset that he couldn't be here tonight. He couldn't help. He wanted to get in as quick as he could to get his surgery, and I don't blame him, I would have too, but I think he even asked Mr. Shoulders about coming on out of surgery, didn't he? He's in a lot of pain, so he went on to keep him in your prayers. He said to tell you that he loved y'all. Y'all have been a great board. Together, y'all have accomplished many things. He was going to miss y'all, and he wanted you to always consider him a brother and part of his family. And I think he meant that in the bottom of his heart. So, Robin, did he leave you anything that I leave out?
It was very, very similar. He expressed how much he appreciated each of you and the working relationship that he had with each of you, and that he is looking forward to a positive relationship with the new board members that are going to fill your roles.
Jamie, we're going to start with you. We miss you too.
Thank you.
We'll leave you out. I don't know, how many years was you with? Because this before me,
Mr. Moore asked me, it's about 20.
about 20 years.
Came back 2004.
And then Mr. Beller was the original county attorney, so your term had been here until this year.
He was here, when he passed, we looked it up, and I think he was here about 40.
Yeah, I've seen it in the 40s, but we're going to present you the plaque, and I think where's Eddie at? Eddie's going to get a picture of each one here. Where you want them at, Eddie? Ready?
I appreciate appreciate the board. It was an honor and privilege to serve this body. And I very much appreciate working with all of you. And if you need anything, just let us know. Really appreciate it.
Next, Mr. Mark Jones. Mark was with us one term. Get your picture ready. Yes, sir.
Yeah, like James said, it's been an easy job. I mean, everybody out here is, kind of on the same page, was doing what was right for the kids. And I've enjoyed it, most professional boards I've ever been to. Okay. Yep.
Next is Mr. David Apple. Dave, what, you with us 6 years? Or 8? 2 terms?
Well,
Just like the others, so that's it that way. You're here 12 years, wasn't you? I don't think the numbers are on this one, Tracy. I will get you one. That's what I was looking at, it didn't look right.
Appreciate it, guys. I've enjoyed doing this. So y'all are a great bunch of guys to work with. Like Barry said, we didn't all agree on everything all the time. It's just part of it. And appreciate everything that y'all taught me, and maybe I taught y'all a little something along the way.
Next is Mr. Randy Glover. What was you on 2 terms? One, same 2. That's right, that's what we had right.
Thank you, guys. I hated every minute of it. I'm just kidding. It was great, struggles at times. We all struggled through COVID, through a lot of things. But we made it through it. We made the best decisions we could for the people that we care about the most, our children, our employees. So thank y'all.
Okay, moving on, we got consent items. Minutes from our last board meeting. Gorful High School had requests, McCann High School, Smith County Support Organization, request to bid on system for the Union Heights School, and request permission to bid sidewalks and parking lots and other exterior finishes for the wellness center. Do I have a motion?
I got a question.
Yes.
Don't mean to stir anything up before I leave, but I was wanting to know, is there a set amount of chaperones per students for these trips?
It's that new, remember when we passed last year, it's got a set amount. I think it's in that policy. I don't have it in here, I don't think, but there is, most of it's really overkill now, but I think it's 2 certified school employees, or then so many per. Randy, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's pretty stringent. We're pretty strict on make sure.
I just noticed on some of these though, they only had 1 chaperone, and I was afraid they'd have 20 or 30 kids.
No, they have to have the form filled out, or they won't have to meet that, we won't.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
shouldn't there be a G added to this? Bidding of the school buses?
You got permission to bid school buses.
There should be a G on the new sheet.
You're right, sir. You got permission also to bid school buses.
I don't think you ever got you never did get it opened officially. He started in, did you? You start in on it, you opened it up. Did anybody make a motion to open the
We need to get a motion and second for discussion, if it's all right.
So
Yeah.
Second. Now we'll open it for discussion. Now, Mark.
what is the date on that baseball trip?
Baseball trip.
The date of the baseball trip, it's near the spring break.
Spring break.
I think it's in there, hold on.
it is.
It's in March.
I didn't see the date.
It's during, I know it's during their spring break.
March
because,
20th through the 25th.
Coach Humes had told me where that when it was.
Also, you've got on the item F, you wanted to explain about, excuse me, item E.
Item E, we've had we've replaced 3 of the intercom systems, updated in 3 of our schools already. Union Heights is on the short list. They're about, I think, 37, 47 years old, can't get the part. We've had a couple of companies in the past, we've been able to take some parts from old systems. It's down, it is kind of an emergency. We could look at it, we looked at it as an emergency bid. What we told the depending on which comptroller, so we didn't know if we want to go that route or not. It's left up to personal preference, so I don't know that would be much more the right thing to do, but we can wait another 2 weeks and run the paper and so on.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, with that extending on that, does that not constitute a problem with lack of communication if we have emergency?
It absolutely does, yeah, and it also ties into our new, now the new computer system ties in.
We don't, I'm sorry, I'm not taking my phone, but, I mean, for my part, and I don't know about everybody else, but I think that is emergency. If we've got a communication breakdown, if we have a fire, active shooter, anything like that place, communication's the last thing we want to fight on.
Well, that's what we felt like, but we didn't want, I don't care about a finding, it's for the right reason, but I want you guys have to pay for my decision.
Well, I don't want a child or an employee injured because we failed to act.
And then we have got a bid, because not a bid on that particular school, but we've got the same person, got the same company, got the last 3, so he would be very familiar. He done had the layout of that school anyway.
On what part are you talking about there? I'm sorry.
Out there, approximately 45,000.
Okay.
Now that's a guess. It could be 42, it could be 48, but I believe you'll fall right in that.
Okay.
Just looking at the number of rooms that he done, Carthage Elementary School, New Middleton, and, one whom I'm leaving out. Defeated.
Are we on, is the wellness center is it on track for the time that's been
Yes,
allotted?
we think they'll be a little ahead of schedule. We hope to
Okay.
be in, and this is not too far behind. They're kind of caught up, the walls, and they'll come in and do the floors next and sort of set the goals, but we hope to be in that one after fall break. This one should be right there with it.
Wow.
Not, maybe not 30 days out, but close.
Any more discussion? Motion, second.
The school bus is to replace the one that was wrecked, wasn't it? That was totally.
Yeah, she needs to get rid of some more. We done good on that, on the insurance deal there. I told her she'd be out there trying to get rid of some of the other buses.
Unfortunately, that's not gonna be enough for the new one, but it'll be a lot closer than it was.
Anything else? If not, we'll have a roll call on this. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor? Absent. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
So, yes.
So again, what's the consensus of the board? Do you think we ought to go ahead and declare this an emergency on the Union Heights intercom?
Do they have a,
We got walkie-talkies.
walkie-talkie system?
They do scare me though, Mark, I'm gonna be honest, because they're 2 watt and they're to be jammed and they're also scanned, you know what I mean?
I'd say we go ahead and make an emergency and get them.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Especially this company's already done
It's
the
on
other
me,
thing.
but I did, if the general consensus is you'd rather me wait, then we can do that too, but I think the bid's gonna be extremely close to the others, the same guy, probably. Got the last 3 and he got his stuff in here, not saying that.
How quick can you do them?
He told me, I said, if you got the bid, we're trying to out, if we need them, he said he was prioritizing. I'd say you're still looking. He told him tonight, I'd say you're looking at what, 3 weeks till you get equipment ordered and got started on. Either way, you're gonna be 30 days out, probably if it's an emergency.
And if I bid, I have to bring it back to the next school board meeting next month for you all to approve the vendor. So that's an
And we
extra.
run them 2 weeks of paper too, so.
think so.
Ms. Morton, we need to vote on that as an emergency purchase.
There's no harm in doing it that way, so
Okay.
I think it would be a wise.
But we're still doing it as an emergency.
Okay, we're going, I need a motion and a second on the request to bid, or the request to get the intercom system for Union Heights as an emergency purchase.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. Any more discussion on it? If not, this money will do a roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor is absent. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Superintendent actions, again, I hope you've all had time to read all your board packet. Is there any questions on superintendent actions? If not, we'll move on to new business. Election of board chair and vice chair for the coming 24-25.
When's that take place, Mr. Chairman, for the new, I just wondered about Joe being here, not being here. I was just taking in consideration, do you wanna, is he interested in that in any way? Being in consideration?
It just, we always do it and set it, and then that person takes over the 1st of September.
Right.
So, I've been it the last several years. If you want me to continue to do it, that's fine. If not, somebody else is more than welcome for it. So I'll leave it at that.
Mr. Chairman, if you'd allow me, I think you've done a good job, and I think you're handy for the director to get with, and I think you've been equal across the board to every board member there is for anything they've got on the agenda thing. So if you would like to shoulder that one more year, I'll make that motion.
I second.
Discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Well, thank y'all for having confidence in me. I know I make mistakes, but I try to correct them when I do. And I want to say this board that I have sat on for quite some time, this part of has been on the school board this time and before, which I think I've got probably, I think I had about 2 or 3 more years in Utah. Is that correct? You what, 20?
I'm at 20.
At 20, so I think I'm at 22 or 24 years, somewhere about that. This school board here has been an excellent school board. Excellent. We have, we've all agreed to disagree. I know I have seen in some cases that, and you'll read in the news, that some boards, they have fist fights, they have, they threaten one another. I've never seen this out of this board. I may not agree with what David Apple says, but I'm gonna agree to disagree with him. We all have had a good working relationship, and I hope and pray that September 1st, when we have these 3 new board members come in, that I'll be able to say that 1 year from now. Because I really appreciate every one of you gentlemen. Bid approval for copy. Pardon? Oh, yes, excuse me, I'm wrong about, yeah. Vice Chair, we have, I've worked with Mr. Lewis as being Vice Chair. He's always covered for me when I cannot be here, which has been very few times, but there has been occasion that Dinah's been sick or in the hospital that I couldn't be here. And I'd like to make a motion, if I can, to him Vice Chair, if you will. And the motion is second. Discussions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
abstain.
Sir?
I'm going to abstain.
Okay. You don't have to. You will vote for yourself, that's fine.
I agree.
Okay, bid approval.
Gentlemen, I thank you for your confidence. And I'll echo very briefly, same thing that the chairman said. This board is just such a pleasure to work with, but I think everybody here wants to do the right thing for our children and our employees are concerned, and that's what we're here for. So thank you for your confidence, and I promise to continue to do the best I can.
Bid approval for copying paper. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. Discussion. Roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McHale?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. New procedures for visitors to the school's code of conduct. Motion?
Yes.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. What, this was just revised by,
This was,
Mr. Cagle?
we was ahead of this, we were basically doing this and more already. Plus, we got our SROs are really fan, the sheriff's department, we've got a lot. You know, I see Junior Fields back there, for example, you're in other schools. We get a lot of free security. Randy, we're fortunate to have our police officer in out of these buildings a lot. And we stress already to our principals, all this shouldn't be ever happening anyway. So we're ahead of this, but I was actually thinking we'll probably post these on the doors for people. But we're already doing this or exceeding this time.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Next thing is the grant contract between the State of Tennessee Department of Human Services and Smith County Schools. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Discussion? Do a roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McHale?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Contract agreement between Genesis Learning Center and Smith County Board of Education. Motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. We'll do a roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McHale?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Bid approvals for Chromebooks. Motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Discussions? If not, roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McHale?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Bid approval for desktop computers. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
I know the Chromebooks are mainly for the students. Of course, we keep them going, have to replace them. Laptops, this teachers or this also students?
You can answer that better than I can.
This bid is specifically for teachers, for teacher computers. But we wrote the bid so that that is a minimum order number. And whomever we enter into a contract with has agreed that if we decide to buy additional devices throughout the year, we can buy them at those prices.
At
that price.
Say that what we could get, we'll probably want to update some too. Let me add to you, Bonnie and you, and we've got a fantastic, what best we've had in years. They're doing a good job. We're upgraded. We've got the best service. Our equipment's great. Y'all done a great job. I'm gonna say that.
Your desktops, they're Windows based along with your Chromebooks like they're Android based.
Right, yes, sir.
You guys saved a lot of money back there too, that's.
Anything else? Not just a roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Smith County Student Disciplinary Hearing Appeal. Motion?
Yes, sir.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Lewis, Mr. Smith, are you in on some of these meetings when they have these meetings?
I can't sit in, like, I'm the next step, like, they meet,
Okay.
like if, I'll use my son name, Tucker got in trouble. He goes in front of the discipline hearing, or we won't say, object, or they has to have leniency, it can go up or down. I'll be waiting on when it's over. That chairman will come to me and say, this is our recommendation, you can go, we recommend more, I don't have to go by it. Then the parents come in and we sit and discuss, would we do anything, nothing, and, so I can't sit in on that particular meeting, but I'm waiting on the next step when they walk out of it.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Not? All in favor? Opposed? Approval of the FY '25 budget. Motion.
Yes, sir.
Second. Second. Discussion. If not, roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McCallum?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
I have a conflict of interest with this, but I'll vote on this for the good of the county and the good of the school system. I don't necessarily agree, but I will vote for it, yes.
I also have a statutory conflict, but for the best interest of the county and the school system, I vote yes.
Mr. Lewis?
I as well have a conflict of interest, however, I am going to vote yes for this budget as it represents the best possible outcome and taking care of our school system. So I'm voting yes.
I as well do have a conflict of interest, and I will vote yes because it is in the best interest of our children and our teachers and all employees of the Smith County School System. Next item, request to purchase vehicle. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Have a second. Discussion? I know that is a fantastic bid.
Yeah.
Well, Diane and I found with what we're paying for used prices, we're getting right there with the deal they're cutting us, we're getting new and getting a warranty. This particular thing right here, this transport privately, for the company's gonna cost us $68,000 for 3 days a week. So we're gonna have a car and a lot of money left over just for purchasing a car on the first year.
And I will say these are state contract bids. And if you'll all notice, $23,000 is a fantastic price. And
New with a warranty.
it's new with warranty.
And Suburbans were like that too.
Yeah, so. Any more discussions? If not, roll call. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. McKay?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
So, yes. Next thing is discussion. We're going to have a school safety gentleman here, Mr. Mike Dunn, but we're going to pull that. He was unable to be here. Next item for discussion will be the driveway issues at Milton Elementary School. Mr. Smith, you've got,
Well, this is Mr. McCabe's been adamant about, and you'd asked to put this on here. In the meantime, I'd asked Mr. Slagle to go out and look at it. I do think to some degree, and I told you, it's unfair for Mr. Slagle, and you're a businessman, so it's not fair for you to spec it and tell what the costs are, I'm sure, but I think you could ballpark us and tell us what it's gonna take and who you've talked to at TDOT and with permits and what, if it's doable or not doable. You know, just give us a parameter. I asked him to come, but I mean, you could tell if you've got any questions for him. I don't think we're going to get any help from anybody at the state, do you, or dollar-wise? It don't look like we're getting any help, like from representatives and senators and that kind of thing either. So I think whatever you do, it'd be left up, if you do it, to happen here, okay? I'd make that clear up front, but you know more about that. I think you've had TDOT out there, correct?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Slagle, if you can give us some.
Or y'all have any questions for him?
And, you know, this is something we actually went out and looked at. I think Mark, he was there. We went out and looked at Defeated, and then I went over to New Middleton and looked at it too. So, I don't think we need to stop. If you're gonna look at New Middleton, I think you need to look at, Defeated and Forks River also, as far as those areas with traffic flow going through.
It's okay to start with I mean, there's gotta be one of the starting places.
You have put some time in Defeated, but the majority of your time is for New Middleton, correct, right now?
Number-wise,
Yeah.
yes, it's correct.
So, he can answer those questions because he's been out there.
Will they issue us a permit to do anything? Will the state issue us a permit to do?
You can get a permit, yes.
Is that to add on to the shoulder of the road or to have a driveway connection?
Well, and this doesn't mean this is the correct plan, but what I've looked at and tried to put a traffic plan together, adding an approach and a turn lane, which coming from the Gornsville side, we can put 3 lines of cars that are staying off of the state right of way. Then restriping the existing asphalt, coming to the car rider pickup. I think I've got like 545 feet total parking at 3 lanes. Best I can figure, you could possibly 84 cars at a time could fit. Probably more, just depending on how everybody fit in there. But getting 84 cars out at a time, then restriping the exit, having in the existing asphalt, having an entrance from the interstate side. Everyone else from the Gornsville side will be coming into the new turn lane and approach, and then having a left and right exit to keep the flow of traffic out. So once kids are loaded, they can, turn left, right, get out of the parking lot, and then the next 30 cars or whatever pulls up. There are some logistics. There's a light pole next to the walking track that would have to be moved. I know that happened at Gornsville with the new paving over there. It's not a big deal there, but you've got everything there. Now there's a couple of issues as far as that Sean was worried about parking on the right next to the walking track, but you're going to have material if you did this from the excavating to go to the left. I think we could get by with moving 15 spots. We could get 9 of them, at least 9 on the left side on the playground side, by moving that fence, which is in kind of rough shape right there. If you just put up you run a fence and moved it over, you'd have a lot of materials on site to use to build that up to gain at least 9, if not all 15 there, depending on how you put them in there.
What if you move the parking to the back side of the building? There's all kinds of rooms back there to move those.
You can, but if you're taking those parking spots, and one thing that we looked at, because someone asked me about taking a road behind, but I think you and I discussed the security purposes. This keeps all car rider pickup, all cars in the front of the building, so you're not trying to secure the entire property, because once you make that in the back, but now if there was employee parking in the back.
Employee parking, move them to the back.
I think the costs are gonna go up because the asphalt ends at that dumpster at the back corner, and you're gonna have to add asphalt to get to the parking if you go to the back. you could transfer those spots over very easily.
Is there some being parked in the back right now anyway?
I think there are cars that go around
Could
the
we
back.
say about maybe getting that asphalt, maybe just, that one little spot, it's not asphalt, is it?
No, I think it's just gravel back there.
Would you, anybody have any objection of putting that?
Y'all got me hired to make suggestions, it's hard for me to sit here, okay? That's all great, I think it's fantastic, I really do, but I just want you to know up front, you're talking about a lot of dollars.
Yeah, asphalt's not cheap.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to be the negative.
You're talking about for extra additions or for this whole project?
Any of it, I mean, you know, and
Well, I think this, and I really believe
I
anybody.
think you need, especially the parking, but I just want you to understand, you're talking about, if that's something you want us to be planning on, we need to be figuring out for next year or this year, where we can get that, and if there's any grant things out there we might look at, but I just want you to know you're talking about a lot of money.
So working with the budget we have now, let us know how we're gonna do this.
You're not this year, unless you get an amendment, go before the county commission,
And
you
you
get
can
an
go through and
amendment.
get an amendment out of you.
Can we do that?
We can.
Because I don't believe there's anybody that lives over in that area that's carrying kids or goes through there while school's going on would object to that. You know, that's real
What
money.
scares me is emergency
That's it.
traffic. I've talked to the people and, you know,
I think, Scotty, did you sit over one day in traffic for how long?
45 minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'll say a couple of things. Mr. McCallum has had this back and forth in here multiple times. And I actually, to show my ignorance, thrust myself in that dynamic one afternoon just to see exactly what it was and sat there 43 minutes. And it is so, I know that we have problems at Fort River, but it seems to be somewhat fluid. And the other schools as well, but the pitch and the dynamic over there worries me more than the other ones. You know, the curve, twists the wrong way, it's got quite a pitch to it. And honestly, I've never seen as much traffic in my life. If we had a fire at that facility during that time of day, I don't know how to get there.
I don't know either.
If we need law enforcement, I don't know how to get there.
I don't know either.
But, I mean, I'm in favor of doing something over there, trying to relieve it. But we keep talking about a lot of money, but I haven't heard any projected numbers or thoughts about that. So a lot of money and projected numbers, two different things. I kind of.
I can give you kind of a budget number to work with. Now where I'm talking about this turn lane, I'm talking about excavating and turn lane and approach and staging. Talking about excavating that and putting it into a light duty spec, not, you know, because you're trying to budget,
Right.
not for, you know, dump trucks coming through, the garbage trucks or anything, just passenger vehicles. But excavating, stone, asphalt, restriping, doing everything, hard to get a fine-tuned number because you can work with, you can work with vendors and get discounts for the school board. But I'd say you're coming in under 60.
Under what?
60, and it could be quite a bit under 60, but
60,000?
yes.
But
I believe I brought this up last year about defeated and.
That's what I was getting ready to say, if you're going, you know, I think you need to keep in mind, out of fairness, if, you know, we start with New Middleton, but you need to look at, it ain't gonna be fair not to do it defeated and Forkshire, whoever else needs it. I will say this, we don't know exact numbers on it, we should have some, won't be enough, obviously, for the entire projects. But we could come in under some on our capital out, we don't know where we're building this exactly, do we, don't?
No, not
So
exactly.
it could come in more, but that could come in under, it might be enough to do one of those or two of them.
But I just wanted everybody to know that it is a safety issue when it comes to, because the sheriff has brought it to my attention on multiple occasions and wanting to know what we can get done with it. So, it is an issue. There is some, questionable issues about, emergency traffic being able to get through there.
But, and let me say this, I want to commend TDOT, state troopers, sheriff's department, they've all come out there and we're getting those, I want to commend the staff out there. From the time they let out, they're loaded, 8 minutes or less, that's awesome. But we can't dictate people coming and sitting in line at 12 o'clock, and that's the problem. They're coming at 12 o'clock, start lining up. If they would come like we asked them to, it wouldn't be an issue, but we have no control of that.
What a number of cars that we're talking about in a normal day that's going to come in there and pick up a job.
Well, you're probably looking at over half of them, over 100 cars probably.
Over 100
See,
cars.
I would.
Well over 100 cars.
When you think it's a decent estimate, yeah.
I've worked as an SRO over there a couple
That's
times,
just
and
an
I've watched it
estimate,
go
but
through.
we know
so-
they're over 50%, and then you're 230 out there roughly, I mean, so you can do the numbers.
So they said 84 is what he could do. 84 cars is what he proposed here. That would.
How many cars did you have figured that we'd get off extra? You told me the other day if we redone, how many cars would we actually take off the road?
84
84,
from the
so you're
approach to the
almost
stop.
get
Now, that's from the approach to the stop bar that I've got figured coming right past the front door. If you needed to bump it up, you could move that further around
Yeah.
that circle if you needed to.
Does that allow for my buses to get in there at the same time?
Well, now, the way I talked to Mr. Fry, that didn't really interfere with that.
Most of the buses don't come till after the parents are gone.
That's what he told me, that he was cleared out before the bus.
We have two that have to get in around that mess every day, the first two. They go back
Can the
over.
plan be devised up where you could bus the students somewhere and have another pickup point of them?
That'd be a question for her. I think it would be that could be done, but I'd say you're looking at a lot of
Bus the kids
liability.
over where to be picked up.
Like, what kind of plan where they could bus the students in Milton to a drop point and parents can pick them up?
You're saying like
Those
drop them off
buses
at the
have,
lodge up there?
the buses that leave New Middleton have to go to Gordonsville Load and get kids and go. So to do that, we'd have to pull them out of their classes quite a
I
bit
think what he's
earlier.
saying, maybe like the lodge, if you took the lodge up there and busted the busting point and a drop point, but
And then again, you got the parent that doesn't show up, do you leave? I
I'm
don't-
sorry, I can't hear
You've got the parents that are always late, you have to sit there till they were all accounted for, I don't know that that would
And
work
we're always
as
short
well.
bus drivers anyway, so.
there's more in that more city atmosphere, probably too, would be easier, you know?
So-
There's not like I said, if it wasn't there, what would you bust to? Lawrence will be next closest.
I don't know, but I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I've had nightmares about this case, about multiple things. You think about where it's sitting, the interstate right there, somebody grab a kid at the interstate and they're gone, we don't know which direction. Law enforcement's trying to get there, you got 100 cars out there in the street. And I know that I'm talking about extremes, but,
Yes.
you know, if you manage down, you think about worst case scenarios, you try to manage that down, is sort of how I look at it. But of all the places in the world for school to sit, the highway is like a snake, the interstate's right there, escape route by the time they fight that traffic to get there, or, you know, God forbid, active shooter or fire or something at that building in the afternoon, and all those cars there, and I've sat there. I'm not saying that any of the rest of them are any less important. I'm just saying we've got a unique set of dynamics over there, and I've got to agree with Mr. McKay about it. I wish we could look at it. I worry about it. I do.
Can we start the process tonight and let him give us a better bid and then
I
start
mean,
the,
we can, there's nothing wrong, and Robert, this is quick for you, but you could, just because you bid it, doesn't mean that you gotta do it. I mean, I guess you could bid it and your bids would be good for X number of days, then we could still reject, we good with that? As long as the vendors knew that, hey, we may or may not, depending on the number,
As long as you have on your bid that you can accept or reject.
and we always do, you know what I mean?
so how long, let's just say for information purposes here, we get this money and we approve it and you can start, how long would it take you to do this job?
Probably a week.
A good week?
Weather.
A week?
So fall
Well,
break
I
would,
forgot to look, I think we talked about it one time, but could that fence possibly, we've got two really big playgrounds out there. If we decide to do that, could we possibly move that fence? I can't remember what was sitting there and get another lane. Was it too close? I can't remember.
Well, you could move The problem with the playground side
Yeah,
is the elevation.
okay,
You take quite a bit to build that up.
okay, I couldn't,
Now, you can move that fence, I think the narrowest point was 7 feet in the radius of that curve. You could move there and get enough park, but once you get away from that, you're really gonna be doing a lot of field. Then on the walking track side, I'm not sure the distance there,
yeah. I
not
was just
sure that
thinking
it
the
would,
one on the north
and I
side.
don't know how much it would help you because the
Cause something
width
on the
you've got.
northern side, if we moved the fence over, you know, for extra parking lane,
The only thing about that is,
Make it-
when you make that turn in front of the
Makes it
school
fierce.
building, you're limited there on how wide you're gonna be. Now, unless you start chopping away at the green area, and you make it do that, you could widen those turns. But I mean, 84 with those lanes, and if you're, getting them in and out that quick, I don't know that you have any traffic in there.
so we, and Robin, this, so we could make, if they wanted to, they could make the motion and we could seek out bids, or if you want, give me the availability of the lodge or other things that are drop point, I'll be happy to share.
I'm not for a drop point.
Well, I'm
Not in the rural.
not either, but I
Security.
didn't know if you want me to check, just show us options.
I just don't think I don't think that there's places with 80-odd cars.
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think they're just dropping, but I don't think that'd be an option
I
either.
tell you what, I'd rather do, but I'll make a motion to get a second done. I would like for us to go ahead and take this and look at doing this project with the knowledge that, if we decide to do it, we're gonna have to go back to the county commission and ask for budget amendment. But, and I'm not again eliminating any kind of issues in the school, but I'm in agreement that we need to start at New Middleton. This is dangerous. It's dangerous.
It's been needed, it's been needed,
It
it's
does.
past
I'm
due.
gonna make a motion that we, ask for bids to do this project. And those are my reasons why.
Can I make a comment, or is now the time? So we go to county finance October the 24th, and I'm not an expert on their policies yet, but according to their policies, if we do an amendment, we can't spend the money until county commission passes. Is that way you understand
That's
it, Robin?
correct. Mhm.
And I don't even know when the next budget committee meeting or steering committee meeting is going to be. So it's fine to get it started, but know that if it's not done by October the 24th.
There's a finance committee meeting in September. I believe it's the 22nd. That's off the top of my head. Do you know?
I'm just making.
No, but we meet every month.
We got Jim.
It's gonna be a every month meeting now. It's not a committee meetings or whatever. It's a commission as a whole meeting. With the exception of December, we won't have a meeting, but it'll be, January through November, we'll have meetings every month.
So we'll have to, those will have to be passed before the money can be spent,
Yes.
because it's not in the budget.
And again, just a suggestion, we could wait. Still do it in this year, I'm not saying that, but we could see where we're at. We'd have a real close idea on a lot of these projects.
After December.
After December, we might have enough in capital outlay if you're talking about no more 60 or, I don't know. We might have to ask for money, but we're hoping to come under budget. I don't know that we will, we're hoping to.
Well, I mean, I'll rephrase it, you're not gonna ask for money, you're asking for a budget amendment to the money that we have in the bank.
We got a motion. We got a second, and we'll get into discussion.
Second.
Second, then let's get into discussion. I agree 100% that this needs to be done, but, instead of going back to the county for money, my suggestion would be to wait and see if we can come in under budget on these others and do it at that point, and if not, then go for an amendment to the county for the money.
Let me ask,
That's what I would suggest. Plus, and then one other thing now is we don't want to forget these other two. We need to work a plan in.
that's what I'm asking. If you're gonna do it, we need to be planning.
Planning, in other words,
Which one's next,
each year, put in the budget to do the next worst school, and then leave the one that's the less problems for the third time, but put it in the budget for next year for the next school, but instead of going and asking for money, let's wait. I would think we need to wait and see how we come in on that.
How volatile are you guys, and like, if you gave us a bid, how long could you realistically stay without, I guess you could write something in, but how long would that bid be roughly good for?
30 days max.
Okay.
The only difference would be if the cost of AC oil goes up tremendously, and so then Vulcan, Rogers Group, whoever, if they're, and I've seen it go up.
Well, that's the question I got for the board, though. If you give us permission and they bid it, that bid won't be good if we wait.
Yeah. But now, I don't like the idea of having to go, I think we need to look and see if we've got the money left on capital outlay. And if it is higher, I mean, that's just one of those things, which I know all and all that.
We could
stuff.
always do a change order at that point that could be approved if.
Could that be legal, Robin, if they bid it and then? get
If
for
they
X-
approve the change order. you
X
should.
number of days?
Yeah.
The board will have to approve the change order.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be,
So we can put that spec in and bid it next week.
I think you have to be real particular with your bid and how it's written, but sure.
Okay.
and like I say, I understand oil and rock and all that.
That's what I'm saying, it's-
Fluctuates. I understand that it fluctuates. And that's nothing he couldn't do, and I understand that completely. Being in business, you can't, he couldn't do a bid for 90 to 120 days unless he had a locked in on the oil,
The one thing you can do to keep up with that though, to make everybody feel better about it is, if you submit a price, there's the bituminous index, which anybody can go on and look. So it's based off if we bid it on August the 20th and September 2nd, the price of oil, AC has moved, the consumer, the contractor, everybody sees it. So if it goes up or down more than 5% either way, everybody sees it and knows that that adjusts up or down. It very rarely goes down,
Right.
of course, but.
Anybody, any more comments? Discussion? Yes, sir.
Can I ask, just, how long does it take to get the permit from the state? Because that's something else that y'all need to consider, when looking at this, I would think.
Did they give you any kind of indication?
No.
No. Well, that'd be something else we have to look at too, is a permit. So, see that very well.
But you felt like that could, the way it was structured, it wouldn't have to go into a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
But still with that, which,
How long the permit would be?
yeah, I mean, with the state, you know how that operates, that could be, That could be
I don't want
10
to be
days.
out there, but I think the way that was done on private, he thought that could stay local, didn't he, for the most part, maybe that'd help us much.
right, so.
So is this gonna be just a stalemate till we see where we are at within our budget on their ESSER money, or how's that gonna be? Because if we got him to do us a bid, we'll say we took a bid tonight of what he proposed, and give him a little wiggle room, but, I mean, realistically, could we have it done by Christmas?
Probably not unless you
Not
go
if-
back and
not if
extra
you go
bid.
this stuff.
Because you've cut money out of your budget, guys.
Yeah,
The budget's been cut another.
But what if we don't have that money in our budget, Mr. Shoulders?
We got to go before the county commissioner.
Ask for a line
Get
item
them in.
and them come out of fund.
That's for
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Would there be a reason you think, Mr. Fields, it wouldn't pass some kind of need like that? Not putting you on the spot, but you and Mr. Bass, or?
In all honesty, since you asked, I believe that they're correct. It needs to wait and see if y'all have any left over. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't pass because I don't know. I can't speak for the entire commission. But we're being frugal, especially under the circumstances. I think that we would need to wait and see if y'all have any extra money.
That's what I'm saying, if we didn't have any extra money.
If y'all didn't have any extra
Yes.
money, I can't speak, with it being an emergency situation, and I know that I've been over there a lot during the afternoon and morning. There is a lot of traffic over there. I can't say how the commission would vote, but I do see that there is a problem.
It's congested over there, isn't it?
It's very congested.
And we do have the money in fund balance, there's no doubt about that.
You're congested,
It's
1/3
just
of
that
the sack.
It would be better, I think, to see if we got it out of capital outlay.
Okay.
And then personally put it in the budget for next year if it wasn't, but that's just my opinion.
Because it'd be simple if you could wait, and if you said December or so, you'd know, it'd be
We would
simple
have a
just to
good
wait
idea, I think,
and
but
see,
it's-
and if you had the capital outlay money, you don't have to go ask him for nothing, you just.
Do it.
Right.
That's the way I like to do it.
Right. Now, and also, who's giving us a ballpark figure? We need to get a
real bid.
You'll have to
real
bid it
Yeah,
competitively.
a real bid. So, that way we know exactly, but again, that can fluctuate X amount of dollars. I know you can get the bid now, but in 2 to 3 months, it could be most likely higher. I doubt it going to be any cheaper, it's gonna be higher. So, but, I mean, that's just something we'll have to deal with.
Yeah, if we waited till next month or the next month and asked for a bid, then that would probably line us up a little closer to December. Now, you probably can't do no paving till spring, because you gotta wait till then. You have to cut off paving about November-ish, probably.
You can pave in December.
So you've missed this year.
Yeah, right.
So by getting the bid, you'd be better off waiting a little closer to time.
Right,
To do it.
absolutely. But it would get the ball rolling. It get, you know,
As long as we're moving forward in some direction over there, and I know there's other schools, as long as we're moving, we need to move in some direction.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement. I think this board here is in agreement. We need to do New Milton first. And it's gotta be done sometime this school year. Whether we go back in the spring and ask for a line item amendment, or we do it in the spring on the cap outlay, and then I think when we sit down in January, February, guys, we need to put the next.
But if I did understand right, if we bid it, as long as we, just say whoever got it, as long as we agreed to change order, if it was up or down, we'd still be legal, right?
You would be.
So we need to vote on this, Mr. Shoulders, to move forward
well,
with.
we got a motion in a second now, we're just still under discussion.
Right,
More
I'm talking
discussion.
about when
But
we
would
get
y'all,
there.
would companies and y'all feel free to bid in September, October, knowing you're not gonna do the work until April?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, sir,
do that,
because
do that.
the bituminous index protects me and you.
Okay. I didn't know this-
But if we had
About
a-
90 days or something.
Now, in April, we're gonna have school traffic going through there, so, I mean, we do have that time in March where everybody's out, so I don't know if that's an option for that.
What,
too.
is it based on, how is that, is it, how long, I mean, I guess your bid's based on basically your product, obviously going up and down.
Yes.
But
Yes, sir.
you said if we had an unseasonably warm, do you completely just shut off a certain date, or if
Now,
we're still, if say we're still having good weather?
The asphalt plants are gonna shut down
That's what
typically the
my
week
question
of
is.
Christmas, a few days prior.
When will they shut down asphalt plants?
Christmas, right before Christmas. They'll shut down, they'll pull their.
So there's a possibility for temperature, we might can still get it, just if everything fell right in December, however, we went for November,
You might could get it in December if the weather was,
but more than likely, when does it open back up then?
they'll open a plant up the second week of January, but it'll be in Nashville. It takes, sometimes it's the end of March by the time Lebanon gets open or they open the Lawrenceville plant.
Any more discussion?
I mean, it'd be best if we, obviously, as you know, but it'd be best, I don't disagree with what you're saying at all, because I feel like we're probably going to have money, that we're gonna come in under budget, and if you can be looking at things, all that. But, I'm content to change my motion any way in the world that suits our board, as long as we're, that is on our radar, and we're moving in a direction to do something at New Milton School.
Well, that's moving forward, I feel like this, once we do this is getting the ball rolling. Yeah.
We would have a bid by next month.
For next school
Well,
board
that doesn't
meeting.
mean we have to go and start work or go back and ask for a new budget. We can hang on a little bit there and see if we find grant money or if we come in and call in a budget somewhere else, and then they may have to rebid or it may go up or whatever. But I'm just saying,
probably the only way to be capital out, and that's, we don't know, you know what I mean, that,
Grants possible. There's always grants.
yeah, most of it with them too, so. That one would have to be a need, I mean, if anywhere in America.
If that,
you know,
if that's a safety issue, maybe you could look at
That's-
the current grant funds that you have, because it is a safety issue you had to
It's
get
massive
to.
safety issue.
So maybe, I don't know, but.
That-
If not, let's have a roll call on this one. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mr. McCallum?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Glover?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
And I'm sorry, was that to bid?
That's to be,
Okay, so I'll get that started.
or, yeah, have it out to
You understand
bid,
that,
or
Marty? We
to
got
bid
the ball
now or
rolling.
bid next meeting?
I do. Thanks, sir.
Was that to bid now or bid next meeting?
You want it out next week, right?
To bid it now, and then if you want to do something different, we'll do that.
No, sir, I'm just trying to clarify.
No, we'll go ahead and bid it just like we did.
Okay. I'll get it in the paper next week.
Yeah, it'll be in the paper, and then we'll have you, results next meeting.
Doesn't mean we're gonna act on it right away, but at least we got some
No.
hard numbers to talk about.
Next item is annual policy review for August. I hope you've all looked at that. Some questions. Ms. Moore, do you need executive session?
No, sir, but I did need to tell you all, Connor McDonald texted me before the meeting and said that he would have been here this evening. He had to work. He was gonna try to take off a couple of hours early to be present, and he wanted me to express to the board that he would be here if it wasn't for him working. So I told him I would be here. Did he come in?
Do I have a motion to
I'd like
adjourn?
to say, I'd like to thank Mr. Slaver for the footwork he started doing on this already. You know,
I just made
he's
your announcement.
not been promised anything yet.
We've got, Mr. Jones, you made a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.